Welcome, immortal star. Hi, my name is Scarlet Dragon, and I will be here with you going through the Emerald Tablets, the second part, which is the Halls of Amenti. You can meditate on these words, which would be very good to do, and also watch the video more than once to either take notes the first time or meditate, whichever or you prefer to do. But you will want to know this. This will benefit you greatly to mastering yourself and becoming a master of the realms. We strive here for growth and for being the best we can be. To keep ascending, to be. Not too many people are part of the master of the realms that get to this level. So, welcome. Join me now in taking a look at this lesson. And also remember, when reading any words, even if they're very old text or from any book, to have discernment and to really go within on what you're hearing and learning to see if it seems correct to you and what you get from it, instead of just believing anything someone says. We are not here to do that. Okay, Tablet 2, the Halls of Amenti. Deep in the earth's heart lie the Halls of Amenti. Far neath the islands of sunken Atlantis, halls of the dead and the halls of the living, bathe in the fire of the infinite all. Far in a past time, lost in the space-time, the children of light look down on the world, seeing the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Now, when it talks about being bound by the force that came beyond, it's when people only believe that they are just physical. We are not just physical. Everything is energy. And so that means nothing can be really physical. We can both materialize and are spiritual at the same time. Everything. So, bounded by the force that came from beyond, knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from the earth to the sun. Yes, people believe that they can be where the stars are physically, the images, but no, it is separate in a way. It, the images being placed. But let me, before I get ahead of myself, continue where we were instead of getting ahead. Okay. Yes, because many people will not know this information. Not a lot of people get to this level of knowing this kind of information, of who we really are, where we really come from, and what we can really do. So, you are, let's say, humble for a moment. More than amazing for getting to this point. Okay. I don't know if I said that. Most people believe we're just physical. Okay. Down they descended and created bodies, taking the semblance of men as their own. The masters of everything said after their forming, "We are they who were formed from the space dust, partaking of life from the infinite all, living in the world as children of men, like and yet unlike the children of men. Then, for a dwelling place far beneath the earth's crust, blasted great spaces they by their power, spaces apart from the children of men, surrounded them by forces and power, shielded from harm they the halls of the dead. Side by side then placed they other spaces, filled them with life and with light from above. Built they then the halls of Amenti, that they might dwell eternally there, living with life to eternity's end. 32 were there of the children, sons of light, who have come among men, seeking to free from the bondage of darkness those who were bound by the force from beyond. And so I also believe that what this is talking about is there are certain ones that help people break free of that limited thinking of just being physical. So deep in the halls of life grew a flower, flaming, expanding, driving backward the night, placed in the center a ray of great potency, life-giving, light-giving. Filled with power, all who came near it, placed they around it thrones, 32 places for each of the children of light, placed so that they were bathed in the radiance, filled with the light from the eternal light. There, time after time, placed they their first created bodies, so that they might be filled with the spirit of life. 100 years out of each 1,000 must the life-giving light flame forth on their bodies, quickening, awakening the spirit of life. There in the circle from aeon to aeon sit the great masters, living a life not known among men. There in the halls of life they lay sleeping. Free flows the soul through the bodies of men. Now, some of this, yeah, I'm still not 100% on if they're talking about like where they have gone full immortal and or preserve their bodies some kind of way and can just, you know, go around and be around. So you guys, y'all are gonna have to tell me what you think on this as well. There in the halls of life they lie sleeping, free flows their souls through the bodies of men. Time after time, where their bodies lie sleeping, incarnate they in the bodies of men. And some of the wording could be off because, yeah, if everyone's a star, it could be, in a sense, sleeping, and then, not in a body at that time, and then decided to be in a body. Teaching and guiding onward and upward out of the darkness into the light. There in the hall of life, filled with their wisdom, known not to the races of man, living forever neath the cold fire of life, sit the children of light. And it also could be just talking about the universe and the stars, like being, they say upward, up there, just sitting. Times there are when they awaken, come from the depths to be lights among men. Infinite they among finite men. He who by progress has grown from the darkness, lifted himself from the night into light. Free is he made of the halls of Amenti, free of the flower of light and of life. Guided he then by wisdom and knowledge, passes from men to the masters of life. There he may dwell as one with the masters, free from the bonds of the darkness of night. And that could just mean when one gives away the body and then goes back to our natural dwelling spot. Seated within the flower of radiance sit 7 lords from space-time above us, helping and guiding through infinite wisdom the pathway through time of the children of men. Now, I believe when it talks about the lords from the space-time above us, it's talking about the big stars like Jupiter, Mars, the stars like that guide us in astrology. And I mean, I could be off on this, but it's talking about some lords above us that guide and help with cycles and things like that. And I mean, that's just what it sounds like to me. So someone else can give their insight on that as well. Helping and guiding through infinite wisdom the pathway through time of the children of men. Mighty and strange, they veiled with their power, silent, all-knowing, drawing the life force. Different yet one with the children of men. Aye, different and yet one with the children of light. Yes, because the planets are stars. I remember somewhere where they are actually stars. Custodians and watchers of the force of man's bondage, ready to loose when the light has been reached. First and most mighty sits the veiled presence, lords of lords, the infinite 9. Over the other from each the lords of the cycles. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, each with his mission, each with his powers, guiding, directing the destiny of man. They sit there, mighty and potent, free of all time and space. Not of this world, they, yet akin to it, elder brothers, they of the children of men. Judging and weighing, they with their wisdom, watching the progress of light among men. There before them was I, led by the dweller, watching him blend with one from above. Then from he came forth a voice saying, Great art thou, Thoth, among children of men, free henceforth of the halls of Amenti, master of life among children of men. Taste not of death except as thou will it. Drink thou of life to eternity's end. Henceforth forever is life thine for the taking. Henceforth is death in the call of thy hand. Dwell here and live here when thou desirest. Free is amity to the Son of Man. Take thou up life in what form thou desirest. Child of the light that has grown among men. Choose thou thy work, for all soul must labor, never be free from the pathway of light. And the work and labor words. I know a lot of people are not fond of work and labor words. So anytime you see the work and labor, it's creating, your passion. And, um, we are creators. So what else would we do if we can't create? One step thou hast gained on the long pathway upward, infinite now is the mountain of light. Each step thou taketh but heightens the mountain, all of thy progress but lengthens the goal. Approach ye ever the infinite wisdom, ever before thee recedes the goal. Free are ye made now of the halls of Amenti, to walk hand in hand with the lords of the world, one in one purpose, working together, bring of light to the children of men. Then from his throne came one of the masters, taking my hand and leading me onward, through all the halls of the deep hidden land. Led he me through the halls of Amenti, showing the mysteries that are known not to man. So Thoth's job and passion was awakening people and letting them know who they really are and what this place is, and knowledge, and you know being extremely powerful. Through the dark passage downway he led me into the hall where sits the dark death. Vast as space lay the great hall before me, veiled by darkness but yet filled with light. Before me arose a great throne of darkness. Veiled on it seated a figure of night. Darker than darkness sat the great figure, dark with the darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the Master, speaking the word that brings about life, saying, O Master of darkness, guide of the way from life unto life, before thee I bring a son of the morning. Touch him not ever with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him, one of our brothers, lifted from darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its bondage. Free, let it flame through the darkness of night. Raise then the hand of the figure. Forth came a flame that grew clear and bright, rolled back swiftly the curtain of darkness, unveiled the hall from the darkness of night. Then grew in the great space before me, flame after flame from the veil of the night. Uncounted millions leaped they before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire. Others there were that shed a dim radiance, flowing but faintly from out of the night. Some there were that faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by its dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with light that could never be quenched, coming and going like fireflies in springtime. Filled they with space, with light, and with life. I believe that's talking about, because when you close your eyes and do the meditation of just, when you're meditating and you just keep looking through the dark and slowing down your breathing, slowing down everything, and the images that are flying towards you and stuff like that, and just like separating those and just keep looking through the dark, and letting everything separate. Then it gets to a part where you're so calm and relaxed that you start to see the universe around you, like you're up in outer space here at the same time. So, but I think it's talking about, you know, that the light never goes out, but people's, it can be a small spark because their energy could be so low at a certain point. And then, when they leave whatever their body they're leaving, and then they go back, and they might be a faint light. As they rest, they get their energy back. But I believe we can get our energy back by, meditating anyway, and going to where our true home is and relaxing ourselves and things like that and healing our body. So I believe that's what that's talking about. Then spoke a voice mighty and solemn, saying, "These are lights that are souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living through death into life. When they have bloomed into a flower, reaching the zenith of growth in their life, swiftly then send I my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new forms of life. Steadily upward throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet another flame, lightening the darkness with yet greater power. Quenched yet unquenched by the veil of night, so grows the soul of man ever upward, quenched yet unquenched by the darkness of night." And I believe that some people will never know, like, where they come from and who they truly are. Like, they play their character role until they pass. And, you know, when they pass, then they go back to their, self. But some never know this stuff. And I think many people, they just play their character. The whole NPC thing, Matrix thing going on. You've seen that movie. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to see it. The Matrix. I, death, come, and yet I remain not, for life eternal exists in the all. Only an obstacle I in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. Awaken a flame that burns ever inward. Flame forth and conquer the veil of the night. Then in the midst of the flames and the darkness grew there one that drove forth the night. Flaming, expanding, ever brighter, until at last was nothing but light. Then spoke my guide, the voice of the Master, "See your own soul as it grows in the light, free now forever from the Lord of the night." Forward he led me through many great spaces, filled with the mysteries of the children of light, mysteries that man may never yet know of until he too is a son of the light. Backward then he led me into the light of the hall of the light. Knelt I then before the great masters, lords of all from the cycles above. Spoke he then with words of great power, saying, "Thou hast been made free of the halls of Amenti. Choose thou thy work among the children of men." And I'm wondering, when he's saying free of the halls of Amenti, is kind of what people call as like the Matrix, is thinking that you're this one being when you're actually something else. I mean, yes, you're that image at that time, but that's not truly what you are. Then spoke I, "O great master, lead me be a teacher of men, leading them onward and upward until they too are lights among men, freed from the veil of the night that surrounds them, flaming with light that shall shine among men." Yes, because, I mean, with some people believing that they're only that person or that being that, they are at the time, can be depressing depending on what has happened throughout their life. Spoke to me then the voice, "Go as yet will, so be it decreed. Master are ye of your destiny, free to take or reject at will. Take ye the power, take ye the wisdom, shine as a light among the children of men." Upward then led me the dweller. Dwelt I again among children of men, teaching and showing some of my wisdom. Son of the light, a fire among men. Now again I tread the path downward, seeking the light into the darkness of night. Bold ye and kept ye, preserve my record. Guide shall it be to the children of men. Okay. Now, next time we'll go over the third tablet. But for now, meditate on this tablet and see what comes to you within and what you're guided to. And I hope you took notes, or at least when you watch this again, you take notes. So thank you for joining us here and becoming a master of the realms. And like and subscribe. And I would love to hear your thoughts and what guidance and things that you have gathered from within on this. You can write it down in the comments below for the rest of us to know as well. Because we all, us, not everyone, but we're here for each other to become masters of the realms and to be the best we can be. So thanks again, and create your reality. Bye.